clouds can form in some pretty spectacular ways. Here are the top 10 unreal cloud formations. Number 10. Roll cloud. Roll-forming clouds. Roll clouds are a type of cirrus cloud that form in an especially surreal way. They are extremely rare, making them a weather photographer's dream when they appear and roll across the sky. However, what makes roll clouds so special is that they are the only cloud type that forms in rolls. Although roll clouds are not dangerous, they can form almost anywhere. However, they are most famous for appearing in the early morning hours over the waters of North Australia, where they are lovingly referred to as morning glory clouds. Roll clouds are clouds that have actually detached from their parent cloud. They have been compared to a horizontal tornado. Number 9. Cirrus Kelvin-Helmholtz Cloud. One of the rarest cloud formations in the world are Cirrus Kelvin-Helmholtz cloud formations. These incredible clouds have an appearance akin to cartoon clouds, as if someone had drawn them into the sky. Some have even compared them to waves breaking in the sky. Cirrus Kelvin-Helmholtz cloud formations can occur anywhere in the world and at any atmospheric elevation. They are a sign of unstable air and are generated when warm air crosses over colder air. The movement of the air forms their distinctive peaks, which are brief despite their beauty. Because Cirrus Kelvin-Helmholtz cloud formations often only endure a few minutes, they are extremely uncommon and difficult to locate. Number 8. Lenticular Clouds. Lenticular clouds can take on a wide range of forms and sizes, but they are most commonly recognized for their lens-like formation. Although they can also resemble saucers, they have occasionally been mistaken for actual UFOs. Lenticular clouds form in the troposphere and are stationary cloud formation when wind flow is obstructed by objects like buildings or mountains. Because of this, some people have never seen lenticular clouds, which can be quite beautiful despite their serene appearance. Lenticular clouds are a sign of extreme instability in the atmosphere. Should you be fortunate enough to spot a lenticular cloud, proceed with caution since there probably is a storm approaching. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Tech Argo with notifications on so you don't miss any of our videos. Number 7. Anvil Clouds. Cumulonimbus incus is the scientific name for anvil cloud formations. Anvil clouds are a particular kind of cumulonimbus cloud. They are distinguished by their distinctive flat tops, which alert weather observers when a thunderstorm is about to mature. Anvil clouds form when they attain a certain degree of stratospheric stability. Although anvil cloud formations are pretty cool looking, they can also be very dangerous. When anvil clouds are in the sky, it's probably best to seek shelter. Anvil clouds can generate all sorts of weather, including lightning, hail, heavy rain, strong gale force winds, and in severe cases, tornadoes. Number 6. Mammatus Clouds. Mammatus clouds are named after the Latin word for udder. They are characterized by their round and pouch-like shape, and they are frequently identified by protrusions that seem to hang from the underside of other clouds, much like a cow's udders hangs from its underside. These enormous, unusual-looking clouds can stretch across for miles, illuminating the sky. Mammatus clouds form when pockets of cold air sink, and these pockets of cold air form the udders of the Mammatus slough formations. Number 5. Polar Stratospheric Clouds. Polar cloud patterns in the stratosphere. The polar stratosphere clouds, which are high in the sky at an altitude of 49,000 to 82,000 feet, resemble the northern lights in appearance. They are an uncommon and colorful cloud formation that only occurs in the winter polar stratosphere. There are actually 2 types of this unbelievable cloud formation. The most beautiful clouds are seen when the sun is at the right angle, which is between 1 and 6 degrees below the horizon. The breathtaking pearl white or iridescent rainbow coloring occurs when sunlight below the horizon reflects back down to the ground. The first is made up of nitric acid and extremely cold water droplets. This kind has been linked to the creation of ozone holes and is potentially hazardous. However, the other kind consists of frozen ice crystals and does not in any way damage the ozone layer. Number 4. Noctilucent Clouds. Night sparkling clouds are another name for noctilucent cloud formations. Although they are the highest clouds in the Earth's atmosphere, Noctilucent clouds are actually a cloud-like phenomenon that only occurs in the upper atmosphere of the planet at an altitude of 47 to 53 miles, because they are a relatively recent discovery. Not much is known about these shining cloud formations, but it is likely that they contain ice crystals, which may be the source of their surreal silvery blue glow. Only during astronomical twilight in the summer months may one witness noctilucent clouds. However, certain conditions must be met in order to witness this uncommon cloud formation. For them to develop, there must be both water vapor and dust. Also, the temperature must be low, the air must be dry, and the sun must be below the horizon for viewers to see it. But the clouds themselves must still be exposed to sunlight. Number 3. Undulate Asperities clouds. Asperities cloud formations that undulate Asperities, also referred to as just Asperities, are an extremely rare and recently discovered cloud formation. In fact, Undulate Asperities clouds were not even formally named until March 2017, making them the first new cloud formation to be named in over 50 years. Kevin Penny gave the name to the clouds, which translates as roughness. Although the clouds appear sinister, chaotic, and somewhat menacing, they do not pose a significant threat. Instead, they frequently appear after a convective storm and gradually fade over time. They have captivated meteorologists' attention as well, because Undulate Asperities are such a recent discovery. Scientists are still attempting to determine exactly what causes this unbelievable cloud formation. People who have witnessed these rare clouds have said that they feel as though the sea has been turned upside down and put up into the sky. These clouds most commonly form over the North American plains, since most scientists think they are caused by gravity waves rippling over an already existing cloud layer. Gravity is most likely to blame. Number 2. Shelf clouds. Cloud patterns on shelves. Shelf clouds are the most bizarre clouds in the world. As a result, more images of shelf clouds than of any other kind have been sent to weather stations. Shear clouds are low-lying cloud formations with a wedge-like appearance. Although they are harmless, they do form ahead of intense thundercloud lines, which gives rise to a sense of foreboding even though the clouds themselves are not dangerous. In fact, strong gale force winds frequently follow shelf clouds, and these winds may also be followed by heavy rain and storm conditions. The formation of shelf clouds occurs when rain-cooled air enters a thunderstorm's downdraft. The warmer air rises and the colder air spreads out when it hits the surface, creating the stunning forms of the shelf cloud. There are several breathtaking images of shelf clouds. The Waldo Joe Keith's is the most well-known. It was taken in May 2012 near Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, and it perfectly conveys the size and peculiar beauty of this incredible cloud structure. Number 1. Supercell storm clouds. Formations of supercell storm clouds. Although dark, menacing clouds are typically associated with thunderstorms, not all thunderstorm clouds are produced. The rarest form of thunderstorm cloud formation is supercell storm clouds. Unlike other kinds of thunderstorm cloud formations, these magnificent cloud formations are definitely one of a kind and breathtaking, because supercell storm clouds feature a spinning updraft known as a mesocyclone. They are capable of producing lengthy storms that can last for several hours. A mesocyclone is essentially a horizontal air tube that is spinning. These tubes are made up of separate up and downdrafts. Supercell storm clouds produce some of the most destructive storms around, with deadly winds being one of its main effects. This separation allows the storm to last independently for incredibly extended periods of time. When a supercell storm cloud is present, you can almost certainly be sure that a storm of some kind is developing. Supercell storm cloud formations are undoubtedly some of the most amazing cloud formations in the sky. In fact, supercell storm clouds are responsible for all tornadoes, though they do not always produce tornadoes, which is why they have floated their way up to the top spot on this list of top 10 unreal cloud formations. That's it for today's video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe our channel for more fantastic videos. Thank you.